In the distance, rushing toward me, toward Valaris, a mighty darkness devoured the world. Soldiers in its path did not emerge again. That was my mate, Death
she's like,
Incarnate, Night Triumphant. She's like, Night Triumphant. I mean, she in love now.
I know. She's like, oh, look, here's an evil shadow of murder coming my way. Hot.
She's like, that's hot. I love it. He's dark and shadowy. I love it. Shadow
That's
Daddy.
hot.
Literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth.
Hello and welcome to the Literary Labyrinth podcast. Welcome back. My name is Lila. I am super into fantasy, escapism, you name it, anything that will literally take me away from reality. And I have unrealistic standards for men from books like this.
I'm Lynda, and I read quite slow. But I'm hoping that this podcast and literary journey is going to help me read more. And it is actually. So far, I have been reading more this year than what I normally would. A book a year. Although don't look at my January wrap up.
It's true. You are doing really well, actually. Yeah, so pat yourself on the back. And we are two sisters, one that reads fast
and one that reads really slow.
We are the Literary Labyrinth podcast. We basically take a book and then dissect it over many episodes, section of a chapter at a time, and talk and banter and all that jazz. This is what this place is for our book lovers. And we are on socials such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So please check us out. And you can find links in the bio. The Instagram and the YouTube links are there, but the TikTok one is just embedded because TikTok won't let me put a link on until I have 1,000 followers. So can you give me them? I know.
Yes, tell your friends about us.
Tell spread the word. But alas, so yes, please subscribe, follow us, tell your friends about us. And if this is the first time you are joining us, thank you so much. Welcome. You are most welcome.
Have you read this?
Yeah. Have you? If you would like to start from, well, the first part of this book, please check our previous episodes. We've gone A Court of Thorn and Roses, then we've started this one. This is the last part that we're doing right now. Yeah. So if you haven't read it, hold off, pause this episode, come back to us later. But if you have, let's get into the final part of this book.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy. House of Mist.
I don't really get the houses. Like, which houses are we talking about here? But I'll just go with it, okay?
But you know, she's got like another trilogy of books, Sarah J. Maas, called The House of the Crescent City series, is what I'm trying to say. So I believe that there's House of Earth and Blood, House of Sky and Breath, House of Flame and Shadow. I'm assuming they're a completely separate thing, but it's just interesting. She's into houses. She's like into it.
Like the House of Gaga.
Because of Gaga.
Fashion houses.
But, yeah, so what chapter are we starting with until the very end?
Yeah, so we are starting on chapter 52. And if you remember, she all found out from the serial that Rhysand was her mate. She didn't take that too lightly. He was basically...
shut it!
He was basically dying. She found the cure for him. He was still recovering. She made him win him back to safety. And she was just left him on the floor. And he's like, hey, she's like, shy it. And then told more, get me out of here. And that's where we left it.
She's like, is he okay? He'll live.
Yeah, exactly. She was like, yeah, whatever. So she's turned into like a right badass now. We're like, oh, you're not like, oh, no, I'm trapped in a house. No, it's come like 360. She's
respect. I think that's good for her. She's asserting her dominance, which is good. We like the side of Feyre. Power to you. So
she's been winnowed to this cabin in the middle of, well, it's Night Court cabin in the middle of nowhere in the mountains.
It's like Illyrian, as we like to call it here.
Illyrian mountain cabin.
Mountain cabin, because it's near the It's sort of not quite near the camp, I think. But anyway, it's the House of Mist, shall we say.
Oh, is this the House of Mist? Okay, right. Well-
I mean, it starts like that. It says House of Mist in part 3, and then as you turn the page, it's now chapter 52. So I'm going to say we're in the House of Mist. Yes.
Right. Okay. So yeah, Moore's taking her to this magical house, which kind of you go in, and it looks
Mhm.
after you, gives you what it wants. So she's there. Moore's left her to it and said, "I'll be back in 3 days," and she's just got changed, had a bath,
I
and
mean,
just
yeah,
like
she had
feeling
a
a bit
nice
sorry for
bath.
herself. Oh yes, it's a very big bath. Yeah, but yeah, she's just feeling a bit sorry for herself.
Yeah, I
Very
think
angry
she's just
still.
processing everything. She's just taking it all in. The fact that she now knows Rhysand is her mate,
And
and
they
it's
and
almost
other
as
people knew
if,
too. And she's like, well,
yes, she wasn't part of the conversation. That's what's the hurt right there.
yeah. She was saying that like she demanded honesty and, said, just tell me the truth, keep me in the loop. And he never did. And she said,
Mm-mm.
but then she wrote something else that she goes, I hadn't granted him the consideration of hearing him out. So she is sort of like, oh, but I didn't hear him out and he didn't explain. And he has done all this stuff to protect me, but he is such a dick. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
I'm
oh,
sorry, but I'm gonna
yeah.
veto that response as well, because I think she's in her fair. She's still technically right, I think, to stop giving him kudos. Oh, I didn't hear him out. It's the same way she was with Tamlin. Oh, well, I suppose. Okay, it's not that I don't think you should be that person. I think that's a very healthy attitude, but it's the fact that let's not forget, he used her as bait
Oh
several
yeah, he
times.
did. Yeah, several times. And it was after that time with the Ator, she's like, that's it. Next time you do that, that's the end. Like you have to be honest with
And
me on nothing. And look what he did.
yeah, and at that point as well, he knew they were mated.
Yeah.
Well, we're mates, essentially. Because it's at the point when she turns into a fae, she's like, oh, I got the snap connection. Because he says, I felt it instantly right that time. So he just put his mate into go for the Weaver. Good luck, everyone. Oh, the summer court scenario. You want to deal with getting crushed to death? Thank God Water Wraith saved you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But then she's like, oh, then I'm bored. She's been in I think maybe a house like a day now, had a good sleep, got up, had some food. And then she's like, oh, I'm just going through all the drawers. And then she finds half a dozen cans of paint. And she's like, it's time to
Oh
paint.
my God.
Paint my
Well,
emotions out.
First of all, who put that paint there? Who put that paint there? I want to know whose excess paint that was.
Well, we
No,
find out later it's Amren's. I'm not spoiling this for anyone, but it
no,
was.
no.
But she didn't.
But
She didn't
it
take
is
to painting.
Amazon. Yeah, Amazon managed to deliver it up at the House of Mist. Here's your paints.
It's a magical paint set.
That's true. The house provides. I get it.
The house provides exactly it. So yeah, she gets painting again. This is the first time she's painted since the spring
But
court.
she's painted Illyrian like wings above the hearth, and
It does get a bit cringe. It does get cringe.
It does get slightly cringe, I will say. I mean, I'm down for it. I'm with you, but yeah. And then
She paints her eyes, looking at them.
That's she goes crazy. She is painting all over the surfaces. And then I think it's Amren's eyes that are above the doors to the bedroom, which I think is absolutely terrifying.
It is terrifying that like Moore comes in like after 3 days and she's just like, why are Amren's eyes there? And she said, and Freya goes, because she's always watching. And Moore just goes, snorts her and says, that won't do. Paint my eyes next to her so the males in this family will always know that we're both watching them next time they're up here drunk for the week.
I like Moore. I really like her a lot. That she's just there's too much testosterone in this cabin usually. Put some female eyes up here. Me next. Do it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, well, it's a bit weird. And then she paints Cassian's eyes, but she won't paint Rysthand's eyes because she doesn't want to look at him.
No, I can't. I cannot. Rhysand gave me permission the day he became High Lord to kill them all whenever I please. I intend these meetings go to the Court of Nightmares to remind them of that sometimes. And you're just,
Yeah.
yes, more. She's basically saying, if you want me to kill him, I can. It's fine. It's no
Yeah.
problem.
But she does go, is it bad to be his mate? And she doesn't, she says no. So she's kind of like, this is just me like trying to figure things
Yeah.
out. I mean, I think we'll go back together, but I'm just letting it.
I need a process.
Yeah,
I need a
letting it wind
process.
out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
We know exactly where this is headed. We know. And we go into chapter 53. It's not a very long chapter. It's basically just about Moore. She stays the night and paints stick figures of the six of them.
Yeah, I feel really bad. Like, this is Moore's house, isn't it? Okay, thank God it's Moore's house. Because if it was one of the guys' houses and they came into that, like even if it was a really good painter, I would really not want someone painting my house. That's really disrespectful. I was like, that's not what I wanted. I don't want
Oh
people's
my God.
eyes in my house.
Could you imagine you went out, right? And you were like, okay, just look after the kids for a bit. I'll see you later. And then you go into the one of the rooms of your house and it's just covered.
Yeah,
Every wall. You would be like, what in the name is going on in here?
Eyes there. Yes, okay, you were a good painter, but
Could
I
you
don't want
imagine
someone's eyes.
your daughter turned and went, I painted those eyes because they're watching. I mean, that's terrifying.
Yeah, no,
They're always watching. Could you
I don't-
imagine? She went, I painted Nana's eyes above the door because she's always watching.
No, I don't want the eyes. I don't want.
You'd be
Thank you
like,
very
get
much.
that off.
Yeah. I'd be like, hello, I just need a painter for the afternoon. Thank you. Go
Yes,
after being
could you
cute.
just...
No, I don't want that.
Yes.
It's awful. Yeah. So anyway,
It's
they've
rude.
gone, done some painting, God's sake. And then she's like,
looking great.
Because there's a lot of yearning in this chapter, so much yearning. She was thinking about Rhysand and that, what the future would look like. Like, after this war, I'd sell my paintings, he'd buy me a studio, and,
At the artist quarter in
yeah,
Belarus.
she's just like, this is what we'd have a family, and at night we'd like have dinner with our family and all this kind of stuff. A future. And she's like,
Teaching people how to paint and
Yeah.
deal with their feelings, help them through the pain, like do psychiatry sessions.
yeah, that was her turning point. Is the future I saw for myself. Oh, I saw it. It was bright as the sunrise. And I was like, oh, great. And then someone knocks on the door. But it's not more.
Oh.
Who could it be? Chapter 54, which I feel I actually like this chapter, but then I was like, oh, still cringing about the paintings.
Rhysand's at the door, and
Yeah.
then Feyre's going, suppose you can come in. What after? And then instead of him going, what in the hell happened in here? Which is what any normal person would do. He goes, wow, so beautiful.
He's just like, yeah. And what about my eyes? I was afraid to paint them. Oh.
It's just too beautiful.
And then she's like, I was worried I'd like them too much and find that you didn't feel the same. Like, that's a goddamn lie. That he fancies. He has told you countless times that he.
She fishing. She fishing. She is
No,
fishing. She's like, oh, I didn't think you fancied me, even though you told me so many times.
Yeah, I was like,
no,
you knew this. Oh. And then he had to.
This is the cheesy part. I'm not gonna lie. It was
The cooking
very
one.
cheesy.
He came in and she's like, oh, would you like me to get you some food? And she's like, oh, I can't remember what the words were, but it was about like, if you give me food, like that means you accept the bond. It's like it's an important moment when a female offers her mate food for the first time. And I'm just like, and she's like, all I got is a can of soup.
I know. I got some Campbell's chicken soup on the go, and then he's telling the story while she's stirring the soup, questioning, do I feed him or not?
It's a long story for a can of soup, I have to tell you that.
I know, no offense, but I'm pretty much done with the can of soup in about, I don't know, like maximum on a low heat, even 10 minutes.
Yeah, like, but this soup story goes on and on.
And then she serves it to him, it's burnt.
Yeah. So we find
It's
out
not,
that
it's not.
so she's making this soup and she's like, I was
Mhm.
captured in the war by Amarantha's army. So this is like the time when the whole like Jurian killed her sister time.
That's right. It
That
was
war.
when Faye against humans and
That's it.
uh humans or Faye trying to be sympathized, like fighting with humans against the peace, the good people and the
AKA
bad
the
people.
Civil War in America / facing humans.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. He got captured by the King of Highburn and he had those
hmm
remember those things that nullified his power, the change, so he couldn't do anything.
Yes,
And
yes.
they
That's why
killed his people, like he killed his soldiers in front of him, so he's very upset. And
yeah.
then Amarantha, she wanted him to watch while she killed Jurian because that's when our thing happened with her sister. So he was going to see all that, but then his dad rescued him. But he got, but they told Asriel to leave the ash spikes in his wings as punishment for getting caught.
I
Harsh.
mean, harsh. Talk about like self-mutilation. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But in
Yeah.
that time before that, he saw Jurian get his eye ripped out and then his little finger ripped out, and then that's what she used as jewelry going forward.
Yeah. You can make it lots of things with your just pull out an eye. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Amarantha? And then she has like a YouTube channel of like making jewelry out of your human nemesis.
Yeah, like here's another sacrifice that I've had. Great, let's make it into jewelry.
This one's a bracelet, and sometimes you can pull out the teeth and make some diamonds next to it.
Gross. Oh God. So yeah, he's
You're
been
like,
rescued by his
oh,
dad, but his dad's quite harsh. She said that we didn't really have humans in the night court because we couldn't hold their minds. So because there was too many of them, so we banished them from the night court and they went off to the wall. Or not really banished, but they freed them.
the main thing is that he's recounting this huge story about how he had to protect his people,
Mhm.
and he's trying what he did to protect her under the mountain. He confesses he knew she was his mate when Amarantha died, which we know.
Yeah.
And then he clung to her through the mating bond. He was not planning to call in the bargain until he heard her begging to be saved on the brink of marrying Tamlin. So he was going to just let it go to a point, I think. And then as soon as she was, help me, help me, help me, he was like, I'm calling in my shit. And that's it. But the story is he got caught. He managed to hide the fact that Valaris existed. He had to make a bargain essentially with Amarantha.
Yeah, he had to make to be her whore and stuff, and that because she serviced her, it meant he got a little bit more powers than the other peeps. But then he said he started to get flashes of like a girl painting and things like that, and he
Yes.
didn't know what it was. He just thought maybe it was like something from the gods just showing it, but it was always like just you never saw anybody. It was just somebody painting stars or somebody what was it the Bay of Hay, and you're like oh,
Mhm.
and then it wasn't until she went to like he went to he saw the hills on Callan May and
Yeah.
Calamari, that's it, Calamari, that he's like
You
oh
said it right the first time.
yeah, Calamari, and then he was like I know what this is, so I'm going to ask Amarantha to be a spy and I'm going to go off.
That's right.
That's why he
See,
goes.
because he remembered it from his dream, his vision, which is her in her old shack that she used to live in.
Yeah.
And she'd painted, obviously, the chest of drawers or something like that. But the
Because
other thing
he'd
he
sent down
mentions...
the image of the night sky, like, that he remembered, and then she
Yeah.
drew it. She painted
It's all predestined. They were fated for each
They were
other. It was
fated.
destined in the sky. But the other thing he mentions as well during the time of Amarantha is that she killed, half, wiping like half the court of nightmares as, penance for being mean to Tamlin, vengeance on his father.
Yeah. I was
Because
like,
she's,
whoa.
besotted with Tamlin, so she was just,
And you don't
I'm
want that.
sorry, but Rhysand, I need to slaughter half of your court of nightmares because naughty, naughty, you shouldn't have done that to Tamlin. And yeah, which is sad. And she's like, I made her beg and scream and used my lingering powers to make it so good for her that she wanted more and craved more in the bedroom.
And that's how he got like more powers as well. But yeah, the breaking point with this in this chapter was when, he gets to Calan May, I'm saying it right now, and he says, "There you are. I've been looking for you." And we thought that was like I'm just going to get you out of this situation. But he literally was looking for her. And I was like,
I
oh, he
know.
was
That was
looking.
sweet. I will say that was really sweet. I like when books do that thing of they connect previous pieces that were done or a situation that was said or something, and then tie it later on, and you go, oh, that's why he did that.
Yes.
Okay. I like that about books. I like when they like connect back to a previous book or at the beginning of the book. It's good. It's good writing. That's what I like.
So I was like, oh, I just assumed he was trying to get her out of there and pretending to know her. But no, he actually, he didn't know her, but he was trying to find her. The essence of what
Yeah.
he was seeing.
But then he said about, you're dining with him, reeking of his scent, looking at him like you loved him.
Yeah.
And his white knuckles are showing because he's upset about that. He's just like freaking Tamlin.
He's not happy. Yeah. And he said, I broke into your mind and I held it enough that you felt that you were terrified to hurt you. I made Tamlin beg. So when he did all that, when he went back to them, he went into her mind and Tamlin's mind to say, send her home back over the wall, because he knew what
Oh,
Amarantha was doing.
yeah.
It wasn't really Tamlin
Yeah.
that was sending her back. It was
Oh, now that's the
this
interesting
hand
point,
that
because now
so
you're wondering if Tamlin would have done that then.
no, he wouldn't have. He had 2 days left of his spell. He was waiting. It was just like that. It was Rhysand who was like, no, protect her, send her back.
But also, that just shows how powerful Rhysand is in comparison to Tamlin.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But
Tamlin's
Tamlin was that bit where he was like, no, I'm begging you, don't take her away. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and he says, I thought I was done after that with Claire's death. Because remember poor Claire? She was the girl from the town that she'd said her name, and then Amarantha picked her up, and then, unfortunately, Rhysand.
Yeah, he said, I thought it was a fake person. Because he said, I knew your name, but I thought you were like a fake person. And it turned out to be a real person.
And then he was unfortunately going, uh-oh, she's a real person, and now she's flayed up on a wall dead. Damn.
But he did say he took away all the pain from her mind and told her when to scream and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's nice because you start seeing this chapter is so important because you start seeing behind the walls of Rhysand's. Hey, I'm Rhysand. I'm a total nut job. Look at me. I'm crazy.
I'm so
I do
creepy.
crazy shit.
I'm on the edge.
Yeah, and so now you kind of go, oh my god, okay, so he put that memory into Tamlin to get her away. He went looking for her, but was sad that she was in love with Tamlin, and then he wanted him to beg because he knew that she couldn't save her. He couldn't save her from Amarantha, and then he's also on top of that trying to protect his people, so he's making Amarantha crave him, and so he's still in her good graces and he gets loads of power. But it's so nice because you actually see the emotion. He's letting his guard down in the scene, because when he talks about how she died, he cries, or well, cries, but like a tear comes down his face after he says, but then she snapped your neck and I felt you die.
Yeah.
And then that was upsetting. You think, oh, he has emotions.
Yeah, and he
I
said
mean,
I
we all
wasn't
know
going.
he has it.
And he said he was going to go die with her as well. Like he said, I thought would if you were going to die, I was going to die too. And then he was so desperate in the bond, he was the reason he grabbed the bond and he tugged her back.
But they weren't mated when she was a
No,
human, because that's not possible.
no, he said he felt like they were mated. I think he knew. He said, I felt like when Amarantha was killing you, I knew that you were my mate, but did snap in place after. Like after you became Fae, then it snapped into place. But so when she died, he was like upset and he like pulled the bond to keep her like spirit there. And he went into the minds of every High Lord and said, you need to give a part of your powers to keep her alive. And everybody accepted. Like
So
he did that.
all of this is because of Rhysand, and
Yeah.
that's what's insane. All of this. Now, if you don't want to jump Rhysand's bones right now, you just need to get out, because to
Just
me,
like,
I just went,
why
oh
have you
my
kept
god.
this?
This is so much stuff that you've kept behind, and then suddenly... But that's why Feyre needed to do what she did. She needed to be like, whatever, get lost, and snap him out, go away. Make him feel the separation, so then she could go, I'm not taking it. You delve
Yeah.
everything on the table and you explain to me what is going on here and who are you? What are you really about?
Yeah.
And now he's just gone word vomit, and it's beautiful and I love it.
Whoa. Yeah. So she found out this that he was the reason she came back and how she got all like the powers of the seven High Lords. And yeah. And I
It's
was like,
so
whoa.
sweet.
But and then he said like it hit me when he went to say goodbye to her on the balcony under the mountain. And she fell back and he just disappeared. That was the mating bond snapping into place. And then he went straight back to like Valaris, the first time we'd been back in 50 years. And Moore just finds him on the floor going, she's my mate.
She's my
It's just like,
mate.
I know. She's like, hi, I haven't seen you in 50 years. You've been probably tortured. Okay.
Hi,
Okay,
you're not dead. You seem to be in one piece, sort of, but you're crying. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, I landed at the night court right as Moore was waiting for me, and I was so frantic, so unhinged that I told her everything. I had seen her in 50 years, and then my first words to her were, she's my mate.
She's my mate.
She's my mate. But then he said, I love this bit. He said, the day of your wedding, I'd planned to get rip-roaring drunk with Cassian, who had no idea why, because that's a brilliant idea, just get absolutely plastered. Who had no...
He was just like, yeah, I'll go for the ride.
He didn't... Cassian has no idea why. He's just, yep, sweet. But then I felt you again. I felt your panic, your despair. I heard you, anyone to save me. I lost it, and I winnowed to your wedding, and I barely remembered who I was supposed to be, the part I was supposed to play. All I could see was you in a stupid wedding dress, so thin and pale.
This
and
poor wedding dress.
The stupid goddamn wedding dress.
No one
man.
liked this wedding dress apart from Iantha.
Oh, yeah, I don't like Ianthe. Yeah, she is not. There's going to be more to her for sure. And he's just like, it killed me, Feyre, to send you back, to see you waste away month by month. It killed me to know he was sharing your bed. Yeah, because she was having sex with him, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's so. Now that you see everything from Rhysand's perspective, that's not. That's pain, man. Pain.
Yeah, that is such pain. That's like one of those like, that could have gone on for years, Rhysand.
But I love that you get to this end of this chapter before we get into 55, and he just says, he rounds up the story, and she asks him, "You love me?"
Oh yeah.
And if I wondered, Rhysand just nods, and then she sets the bowl down of soup, the Campbell's bowl that's probably burnt.
Finally, the soup is ready.
Finally ready after 2 hours of this conversation, and goes, then eat. And I think she's so collected in this moment because obviously she's processed all of this in what space of a few, I don't know, a few minutes, and gone, I see. Tamlin is not anything to me, actually.
Tamlin is a bowl of
beep.
Yes.
So I really loved it. And then by the time you get into 55, they're like, they be fucking.
55 is just, like, she's just, so basically the start is just like, she says, yes, I accept you, and my heart belongs to you, and I wanted to be your mate, blah, blah, blah. And then, they're all like, yes, declared the law, if they're going to be mates.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just gets down. I mean, I wrote here, like, seriously, what the hell? Like, they just get down into it. She had a whole table that she was using the paint on, but they don't care. The paint goes everywhere.
Yep, they make their own painting, okay?
Yeah. When he said that he won't kneel before anyone, well, he kneels before her, and oh my god.
Oh damn. And he's just like, and she's saying, you're mine. And
the only thing is that
it's great.
The only thing that I thought about, like, chapter 55 was, right, he's telling her about, like, when the bond, like, kind of came into force for her. Like, he had feelings for her. And then, like, when he saw her on the balcony, like, snapped. I haven't heard it from, like, I've heard, like, Freya maybe going, oh, I kind of like him. I'm really having thoughts about him, and I feel, like, bad because of Tamlin. But she hasn't felt like whoa, snap.
I think for her, it was different because being a human, and also she doesn't know what mate was. That wasn't something, but she felt something because remember in the previous chapter before he ends up in the door, I think it's 53, there's moments in that chapter where she is saying to herself, okay, now it starts to make sense, because when he was captured, I was like, I need to save him. It was instinctful. Like, I feel instinctively, attracted to him. Like, it's natural. And now it's starting to make sense. But I think because she's raised human, she didn't understand any of that process. And also trauma. She just murdered 3 Fays. And she also is blinded by the fact that she thinks Tamlin, at the time, that's the guy. I'm going to save him. Let's do this. Stabby, stabby, stab. Oh, I'm PTSD now because I've just murdered a bunch of Fays that were innocent and also died and changed into a new body. So she's dealing with all that. Whereas Rhysand stayed the same. He's aware of things such as the bond and saving his people. So that's why I think. But at least by the time you get to chapter 55,
there is a bit though, like,
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a bit where like they're in the midst of pleasure. And she said, I felt and I saw and I smelled the bond between us. And I assumed that like that is it. But there was never, I assumed it was just gonna be like a boom, hit by a truck, and I'm like, oh, now I feel it. But like that's as close as we got. And I was like, so I'm guessing she accepts it? Or is that the bond?
I think that's as soon as she hears the story and she gives him that soup, that's her accepting the bond. She's going, because he's made her aware that if you do that, that's almost a symbolic way of declaring it. So I think by her knowing that, she's gone, okay. And she's also got used to her body. She started doing the whole practicing her, spells and all that jazz that she has, the abilities. So yeah, I think, but I mean, yes, a lot happens in this chapter, being splayed out on the table and people saying things, the classic romantic-y things that happen are, you're mine, mine, growl, snarl, exactly, mine. Oh
wait, she did say, she was like, at least the rumor about the wingspan correlating with the size of other parts was right. And I went,
I love reading stuff like this because my face just goes, I mean, it goes on. It's like, you're mine again, faster. It just goes on and on. I won't get too much. You're mine. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Our bodies merged. And yeah, and I think I fell in love with you the moment I realized you were cleaving those bones to make a trap for the Midgard worm. Hands up for the Midgard worm.
Yeah. Well, at least he's honest. But anyway, it's most of the chapter is the love making.
Boinking.
But
it's boinking and declaring love. That's what it is. It's lots of that.
We did find out at the end of the chapter that the queens did send word that they'd go to her family estate in the morrow.
Yes. But another important thing, if you were considering what's contraception for these guys.
Oh yes, contraception brew came back. Contraception brew came back.
Well, what he says is that a Larian baby, and then ran my hand down his muscular abdomen, and yeah. Anyway, but essentially, don't they say that they can't basically reproduce? It's not.
No, they can, but it's rare that they have babies. It's rare that they have babies. And she said, "Oh, would you like me to start taking the tonic?" That's I mean, I don't know why she doesn't call it contraceptive brew. It's like now it's been called a tonic. And she said, "I'll start taking it." It's the
in thing. Contraceptive brew was last year. It's now tonic.
Tonic. Like, yeah, but then they're off having like another session. But this bit like was really cringe to me.
Another session.
Yeah, but this really thing is, so like some of her magic powers come out from the day court. So like when she's like at her pinnacle.
Oh, the pinnacle.
And she's at the pinnacle. She starts getting brighter and brighter. The
mate glow is happening here. Oh.
She gets like brighter and brighter, and he's like, "Oh, these shadows and stuff." So basically, it kind of like in my head was just like, there's a big dark cloud here of shadows. There's a big light cloud here, and they're just like,
yeah, the sun and the moon come together.
Oh God. Oh, I'm sure there was some kind of. I was like, oh no.
But the interesting thing is they're boinking like a lot here. And there's a point where he said, the frenzy. So apparently when you become mated, you can't help but just want to like rip each other's clothes off and have sex constantly. It's uncontrollable. The frenzy, he calls
the frenzy.
It.
So some people don't leave for a week. The house for a week or something. They have to go see the queens because it's the next day. Like, and so they go get winnowed to the Illyrian camp. And
that's right. They go back to the Illyrian camp where Cassian and all that's there. And I'm sorry, but I absolutely love chapter 56 with him and Cassian. Cassian is just so great.
Well, basically, because he said, I can see it on you and you're not thinking clearly. I have to get out of your head. How am I going to get out of your head, into your head and stuff? And he just starts like going,
he just slams him.
Just
like with great insults. Hard ride.
Feyre doesn't look too tired. Maybe she could give me a ride. And he's just like,
oh, he just loses it, which is brilliant because apparently they get quite possessive and protective at the beginning of a mated bond. That they get the frenzy, and when they're midst frenzy, they get savage. If someone slates, insults their mate, hell hath no fury. So Cassian knows this and is going, I'm gonna just mess with him and let's have a bitch fight. And then he's like he like punches the crap out of Cassian and Cassian's laughing. He loves it. And I'm just going, this is great man banter. Just men being men, innit?
Yeah, and they're just like, she was saying as well, like, so she'd been told the average male needed a week to adjust. What was required of Rhysand? A month? 2? A year? And I was like,
how much am I going to have to take this large peanuts?
Oh no. Oh God. So yeah, they're going at it anyway. That was it as well. Like they spent an hour like in the chapter hitting each other. Her and Mo go into the house because they're sick and they can't be bothered watching. And then
I
she's just like, "Oh, here, clean yourself up." And then they look to each other, and then Lauren and Christine goes, "Oh, we're just gonna go upstairs." And then they just do it on the table.
No, it was like they say that they go in the kitchen and then suddenly Feyre and Rhys just look at each other and then the frenzy like kicks in and then Moore and them are going, okay, we're just gonna leave now. But before they're not even out the door and they're like ripping at each other, like slamming.
I know, and I'm just like, I feel really bad. They're just like, oh, we went.
Guys, you want to wait? You want to wait? Okay, no.
Yeah, so that happened. And then they go to the human world.
And I love Moore says, she says, they'll be at it for a while, Moore said, leaning against the threshold of the house. She held open the door and said, welcome to the family.
I know, you're just like, oh god, this is cringe.
But it's funny,
cringe.
Rhys and Cassian spent an hour pummeling each other into exhaustion, and they were trudged back bloody filthy. So that was 1 hour.
Yeah. I don't know how long they spent after that hour, like when they had that look. Like,
I know. It's crazy. And then, anyway, so
we've got to go to the Queens.
They...
Can you get it back in your pants?
Yeah,
this is the whole mission.
Try to get it. Let's have some decorum here. Let's try to keep it in thy pants for a moment so we can be respectful and go see the Queens, okay? And so we enter into chapter 57.
Yes, so they get there, they see the ancient queens, they've winnowed in again, but there's only 6. Oh, one of them's still sick.
One of them's still sick. La, classic.
Oh no, there's only 2 of them. The only 2 of them come this time. So the ancient one,
that's right.
and,
yeah, 2
and the
queens.
the gold one is the only one
that's right.
2 of them come this time. And said, "Oh,
and
some of us didn't want to come back because you were so rude to us."
That was Nesta. Nesta was so rude. They said she insulted them last time, so they didn't want to come. And I just went,
and I was like, "No, they didn't." That's just a reason.
I know. Nesta and the Queens exchanged hostile words about the Queen's plan to abandon the territory near the wall. Because, to be fair, of course she did. You basically said, your town, we don't care, collateral damage.
Yeah. Well, this chapter, this chapter really pissed me off because I just really hated them, and I was
I hate them. I hate the Queens. The mortal Queens are awful.
They are so mean, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're here. So you won her heart, blah blah blah," and Rhys and Freya trying to make a stand and say, we're bonded now and all this kind of stuff, and they're just making fun of it, and you're just yeah, great, what does that mean for us? And then she said,
really
well, show
care.
us the proof then, show us proof that you could do it, and you're like, oh, don't show them proof,
I think this is a mistake. It's such a mistake to show them this.
Yeah, don't, they're awful. And
yeah, because even Moore says, no, I don't think this is right. And then Rhys says, war is sacrifice. If we do not gamble Valaris, we risk losing Prythian and more. And I disagree with that statement.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she could have been fine. You weren't going to get the book from them anyway.
No.
But
anyway, they see the orb, don't they? They see Valaris through the orb.
And that, it's amazing and all this kind of stuff. And one of the queens gasps and drops her handkerchief.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh!
And then they say that they've kept it protected and all this kind of stuff. And then the ancient one just goes, your trust is appreciated. We will take time to consider. And they're like, no, that was the point. You see the proof and then you give us the book. There's no time. And they're like, no, we won't be rushed.
I know. And the other thing they says, he's trying to explain to them, you have to understand the risk that we're taking. And they're just like, do you think we can be moved with your plea? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But essentially, they kind of refuse to
they're just like, no,
give them the book. and
Yeah.
they imply that he messed with their minds and
Oh yeah, that's it.
manipulated
You
it.
probably do that with my minds and stuff like that. We're not going to do that. You're just going to steal things from us. We don't want you to have it. Blah blah blah. And then she goes, and then Nesta kicks off, and
But
look,
Nesta even pleads with them.
yeah, which is a bit different for her. She never pleads with anyone, and then she starts crying, and Cassian comes to her side and says, "Don't worry, I'll fight for you," because they're like,
If that
maybe we can evacuate.
yeah, but Cassian and Nesta are going to be a thing. I know it.
No.
I know it. This book, which is number 3, is going to be... I've not read it. I am zero clued in. I haven't luckily had any spoilers, but I just know Nesta and Cassian because she makes them banter before, and now he's standing next to her. It's just... It's
Yeah.
points, is what I'm saying. This is us dipping our toe.
Look,
So that is something I bet you happens.
There's a bit where it says, "I watched a tear slide down Nesta's cheek, and I watched Cassian reach up to wipe it away." And you're like,
You see.
"Mhm." Yeah. But anyway, the queens are being bitches. Mora's like, "Do you want some money? Then is that what you want?" She's like, "No, we have riches. We just don't want to say anything. Bye." And then
I think there's something going on there. That's the thing. At this point, I mean, obviously,
they've
we're going
been
to talk
turned
about
or
it.
something. I don't know. They've been promised something.
Their susness. They have a fae on their side, and I said this for a while. I believed it to be the King of Highburn. So
Yeah,
I
because there's
know
powers in that palace that they can't get through,
exactly.
and it's like an ancient power, which makes me think it's something similar to those like chains that Rhysand had, because they can't get through. Or I don't know what an ancient thing it is, but yeah. But they leave, and they're all like, "Oh God, what have we done?" Like we're not going to think. And then
A
Rhys has been
letter.
quiet. Rhys has been quiet the whole time, and he's like, "Shush!" Like, look at the chair, and there's a box at the chair where the Gold Queen was sitting.
That's right.
She's left the book. And I was like,
There's
oh,
basically not all the queens are aligned, so clearly. And he picks up the Book of Breathing, but it says, "I read your letter about the woman you love. I believe you, and I believe in peace. I believe in a better world. If anyone asks, you stole this during the meeting. Do not trust the others. The 6th queen was not ill."
yeah, I knew she
And
was
then
not ill. I knew I bet she's been kept captive because she kicked off and said, "I
or
don't
maybe
believe
they
in this," or
killed her.
something.
Maybe she's dead. Yeah.
Maybe. I bet she's like, "No, yeah, let's give him the book." And they're like, "No, I'll stick you in prison."
Yeah.
Speak
But it's
it
good
out.
they actually got the book.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, Elaine and Nesta are still really upset.
But let's establish another thing. What does Cassian say during all that debacle? He declares, again, this is why I just know him and Nesta are going to be a thing, his intentions of sacrificing his life to defend her house, Nesta's house, and her people. He's like, I will sacrifice my life for these people. And you're going, you got a bit of a thing for Nesta?
Yeah.
So.
Have you got something there?
I think
Yeah.
so.
But Rhysand was really good as well. He's like, there's going to be a war. He's just being clear with them and saying, "Do you want to come and live in like Perithian with us, like in Valaris, or do you want to stay here?" And they're like, "No, like we want to stay here," which is true because I feel the same. I'd be like, "No,
I would do the same. I mean, why would you go somewhere?
Yeah,
You know,
I want to stay in my house." So he's like, "Okay, this guy, like, we'll have guards here. You won't see them, but they'll protect the house for you." So it was nice that he would do that. And then she ends like, she's like, "Okay, thanks." And then Nesta goes to her, "Is that why you painted the stars in your drawer?"
Nothing phases. Also, that's how Nesta sounds in it. Is that why you painting those stars on your door? Aye,
Aye, right.
thought so.
Yeah.
Aye,
Brutal.
that's Nesta for you. She's like, perhaps, yes.
Yeah.
So,
we're mated. All right then.
is that who you're with? Tam gone now?
Yeah.
Aye, he's gone now. He's not in the picture no more.
But that's what she get out of Nesta. So yeah, they go back to Valaris.
That's chapter 58. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, let's go back. Amren's there. She's like, "Give it to me. Bye." Off she goes.
Good day.
To decode it. And yeah, so everybody's off like doing their own thing. Reese and Mo go to the Court of Nightmares to give back Keir his orb, which
Oh yeah,
has I don't think it's
Sazzles,
successfully.
mate, is your orb.
Yeah, is your orb back? We didn't steal it.
Also, isn't he still healing from all the broken
Yeah,
bones?
so they just
Yeah.
like slip it back. It was like it was never gone, and I mean, I don't think it worked anyway. And then so
It didn't
Freya,
work.
yeah, so Freya like is in
Useless.
Freya's by herself. Oh no, Freya's in Valaris with Cassian. I don't know what Asriel's doing. Amren's stuck in some
It's
room.
nice because you get a little bit of one-to-one with Cassian as a character, because I really like the way Cassian's written. I enjoy him. He's a good man.
Yeah, they do training in the morning, and then she's like, "You want to go see a concert?" And so they go to see a concert.
Do they
in
want to go
Valaris.
to a concert?
I'm like, all right, okay, so
Fair,
they're just having a
fair.
great time in the midst of the
It-
war.
Yeah, it's a black. It's like to see a black smear on the horizon. That's essentially what this
Yeah.
is. A concert to see the black smear in the horizon.
Yeah. So yeah, they're finished the concert and they're off for a walk. And she's like, down Valaris, she tries to say to him about, oh, you know, Nesta really appreciates what you did for her. And I know she's really cruel sometimes, but, you know, I think you broke down that. And he's like, why are you telling me this? And you're like, she knows. Oh,
Why? Because I sense that you fancy her. Because you do. Okay.
Nesta is different from people. A shield, like the one in his mind. But don't worry.
Mhm.
She only cares about anyone but Elaine, which is true. I don't know why. And then she's like, I just thought you should know for whenever you see her again and she pisses you off.
Yes.
The feeling, the
I
heart.
like that.
Yeah. And then like she's like, all right, thanks. And then she goes, oh no, he goes, what the hell is that?
Yeah, and she's like, tell me those are birds. They are not. In the sky, there looks like there's going to be a freaking attack. And
I
so
know, it was
he's
like
like,
such a nice day. It was such a
was-
lovely day. And then you
Yeah,
brought this in.
also, this has happened clearly because he showed those stupid queens the orb. I mean,
Yeah.
what did he expect?
I
What
know.
did he expect?
What did he expect was going to happen?
Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, they've gone, and they sort of know, I think, now as well that he's in the Court of Nightmares. So maybe this is the best time to attack. So it's just Cassian and Feyre. And I don't know where Asriel is. He's flying, doing his shadow
Yeah, because
stuff.
he just says, go get Amren and Azrael. Because Amren's in her flat
House,
somewhere
yeah.
in Valaris reading a book, trying to crack the code. And I don't know where Azrael is. But
No, I don't know where
yeah,
he is. He's doing some patrolling.
some spy stuff. But yeah, essentially Valaris is now under attack by
Yeah, so
clearly...
Cassian like sends up like a red shield that he can to stop them come from like going into the city.
Yeah,
but
but
it's
they
not very
throw
strong.
they throw a body down, don't they? The creatures that are
Oh
flying in,
yes,
they throw a
it's
body
grim.
down. And who is it, Lynda?
It's the queen.
It's the
that gives them
Gold
the
Queen.
the gold ball. And but not in fact that he throws the body down. They throw the body and she lands on a spike and she's there going,
Oh, that's right. She's
Like-
impaled on like a lamppost. It's insane.
something. And it's the Ator that does it. He's carried her and just threw it and said, you know, like and said like, oh, this is you know, from the queens.
Yeah, and she also says that the things that are flying, they were not just a manner of fairy. Any rising magic in me sputtered and went out at the sight of them. They were all like the Ator.
Yes,
So,
there's loads of them.
This is his kin. His kin are here. And they're saying, we got you, man. We're going to
Whoa.
mess these people up. And I love this because now we see Feyre at her, you know, healthiest. So she is not taking any crap from this
No.
Ator. She's like, freaking this
This guy beat
beep.
her up in the under the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he beat her up badly. Like, and also she was like saying she wanted to say thank you to this queen, and now she's not gonna. And also, her eyes were plucked out of her head. That's
It's
grim.
disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she that's grim. And so Cassian's in this kind of thing where like he's been told to protect Freya, And he's saying to her, like, you need to go and like this and stuff. And she's trying to say that, let me be, like, let me fight. And I think he knows that she can fight, but he's also got his like orders from his like High Lord. And he's
Yeah,
like,
because he's like, run home, go, get out of
Yeah.
here. Obviously, she's not going to do that.
No, that's why he gives her like the 2 knives and says, go home. Here's the
Yeah,
knives.
I
And
do
she's like,
like.
go. And
He's
then
like,
he's
I'm
like,
telling you to go, but if you don't, here's some weapons. Yeah.
yeah. And then she's like, go get Amryn and Azriel. So he has to go. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's off.
he has to protect.
He has to go.
So
And so she's there figuring out what the hell. She just sees all this awfulness like around her, like bodies splattered, like these soldiers laughing, and she's at the bottom of the river and she can hear like booms on the other side. So it means like Amryn's there, or like, and Cassian's there killing on the other side, but there's nobody on this side of the city helping. So yeah, so she's like here, and then the soldiers see her and kind of want to kill her.
yeah,
So she
they
finds
come
the
for
river.
her.
She
But-
finds the river.
But it doesn't matter because Feyre's a badass now and she ain't gonna take that crap. So she's there going, if I die defending them, then defending the small place in the world where art thrived, then so be it. And there she goes. She goes for it and she's not having any of it. But she gets to the river.
And she stumps her foot in
And-
it, and it starts to rise with her magic. And then out of there comes these like giant wolves, like the wolf she killed in the first.
She made in the bathtub. Remember the little creature she used to
No,
make in the
this was not the
bathtub?
little ones. This is like the one that she slaughtered in the first book. This big ass wolf is now out of the bathtub.
Yes, but it's using the power that she was practicing in the bathtub. But yes, no, it's huge, it's massive, and it's coming for those Highburn soldiers.
And she makes them like the water. She chases them down. Then she makes the wolves go down their throat and drown them.
Oh my god, I love that. She's like, I made it 7 steps before the wolves brought them down, water shoving down their throats, drowning them. And my blade sang as I severed their choking heads from their bodies. And you're like, damn, girl, she mad.
But then some of the
Loved it.
soldiers, the Ators, have wings and they're like, crap, we're getting out of here. So they start flying and she makes the wolves turn to ice.
But all of that is incredible. And the next part where the Ator was flapping, it's there. She sees the Ator and she's like,
And she
there he
misses
is.
him, but
Yeah, and then he's flapping frantic, blood of the innocents coating his grey skin, his stone gauntlets, and then she sensed, like you say, the eagle of water shooting for him, but he's too quick, so he's evaded her. But then you start to hear Rhys screaming in her head, going, "Where are you? Where are you? Like where?"
He's
and
like,
then
"Oh,
she
no,
says,
no."
she says to him, "I'm exactly where I need to be," and then just shuts him the hell out because she's going for it. She's like, "I'm
She's
not
going for
letting
him.
this
She's
piece of
got
crap die. This guy's got to die."
no, yeah. They've got history, and she's gonna kill him for God. She's like, no. You beat me up, you put me through that hell. Yeah, you dragged me and flew me around and dumped me with a giant worm. Oh no, you gotta die.
Oh yeah, she's out for blood. She is out, and it's good. She needs to get her aggression out. Okay, this is the moment for aggression.
This is actually good for her. So she gets
healthy processing.
So we go to the next chapter, and she gets 2 of those poison ash arrows that remember.
Oh yeah, that have the blood bane in them.
The blood bane in them, and she just like winnows to the sky where the
because she can't quite winnow like you say still, but she's going and she manages to get to him in the sky, which is insane. I loved it.
Yeah, and then she just like gets those 2 like arrows and just sticks it in his wings, and you're like,
I
whoa!
loved
And
it.
then she said,
she's like, she underlines here. She's like, the Ator was mine.
Yeah, the mine, and she gets the dagger, and she's like, this is for Claire. This is for Rhysand, and this is for me.
Yeah.
Stabbing him. Oh,
I
like
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
The other
Uh,
thing that happens as she's before she stabs him profusely, she says, "In the distance, rushing toward me, toward Valaris, a mighty darkness devoured the world. Soldiers in its path did not emerge again." And she's like, "That was my mate,
oh
death
yeah, she's like,
incarnate, night
hot.
triumphant." She's like, "Night triumphant." I mean,
Right, try it.
she in love now.
I know. She's like, oh look, here's an evil shadow of murder coming my way. Hot.
And she's like, "That's hot. I love it. He's dark and shadowy. I
Yeah,
love it. Shadow
that's
Daddy."
hot. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. So
So
she's stabbing him, isn't she?
yeah,
She's
she's stabbing
saying,
this thing. This thing is dying and falling
but
because
I
it's
love it. She's
dying.
like, "I kept my mouth beside its ears, close as a lover." As our
He said,
reflection in the pool of blood became clear, "I'll see you in hell." And then wind ripped the blood upon the cobblestone's inches, and I winnowed out, leaving the Ator behind. And you're like, "Good girl." Mic drop.
yeah. And the Atro's ways were a twisted ruin, and beyond that, dead. Yeah. So you're like, good girl. And yeah. So Rhysand finally finds her, and he's just like,
Mm.
oh, you're all right then.
Yeah, he's
Thanks for
like,
defending
"Everything
my
okay?"
city.
But it's amazing because he thought, "Oh my God, my mate, my mate, my mate." And he just like, as he did with Cassian pummeling him, he went on another level of, "Everybody die." And then,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're okay?" And she's just, "Yeah, Reese was here." And then he gives her a big kiss going, "Oh my God, you
Yeah.
blocked me out." Feyre, Cursebreaker, the defender of the rainbow.
Yeah. The rainbow. And then they said, so they've got like rid of everybody, and Valaris is secure now. But you know those queens are a bitch. Those
Yeah,
queens
but
are
for
not to
how
be
long?
trusted.
For how long?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
a bit
other
of a
thing.
shame. I was like, oh, can you put some extra spells on this? Because, yeah.
Yeah, so we enter into chapter 60, and Amra has cracked the code of the Book of Breathings, or
Oh, yeah,
Breathings, whatever you want to call it.
finally, because you kind of need to now after that.
Yeah, we're at the point in the story where you're like, are you done with this cracking the code? And then hands Feyre the spell to nullify the
Wait, so like,
cauldron.
I've written something in this book and I just saw it, and I was like,
Tell me.
so yeah, she just wrote like, Valaris is cure, and they were saying, yeah, we we heard what you did with the wolves, and like she was saying this, and they were like, oh, Amram was badass, and she said, what did she do? And just said she spun illusions straight upon their nightmares. So like she just, she spun, the soldiers saw their nightmares come to life,
Yeah.
and then their hearts gave out and they died from terror. So I was basically put like Freddy Krueger in this. She literally is Freddy Krueger.
Amran is essentially Freddy Krueger of the Feywild. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you do not want to get on the wrong
Do
side of
not
her.
mess with her. Yeah, you don't even want to sleep next to her, I don't think.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wrote, I was like, what did I
No, it's
write
a
there
good
about
point. I love it.
the puzzle? And I went, Freddy Krueger. Okay, right.
Amran is the Freddy Krueger of Prithian.
Yeah. But yes, she's cracked the spell, and as you say, she's given her, said, read this.
Yeah, so Feyre gets a spell from her and she nullifies the cauldron.
Yeah. So
Right.
she's supposed to do that because she was the one that was made, so she's the only one that can do it.
That's right.
I said I would be willing to risk it, but I don't know who I hate more, the king, those queens, or myself. That's what Rhysand said about why he led it. And you're like, yes, Rhysand, we told you not to do that.
Yeah.
You're just figuring that out now.
You're an idiot. It's so stupid. That's your dumb moment. That's your blonde moment right there. Yeah. And anyway, so a plan has been in the works, and Amran volunteers to stay behind to protect
Valaris,
Valaris.
yeah. And then
what
everyone else
happens
is going to
after that?
go, because Rhysand can't winnow without his power getting tracked. So he has to rely on...
Oh, that's right, because they have a tracker on him, don't they?
So they had to rely on more to like put one of them in there, into the kingdom of Hybern, or the palace where he lives, and then Asriel's been looking at when the guards go on to patrol and stuff, and then to
That's
go down
right.
there. But she's been told not to put the pieces of the book together because
Yes.
apparently it'll be what was it? The blast of power will be felt in every corner of the or hole in earth. That it will draw enemies far older and more wretched that have been asleep, and they should remain so. You're just like, dear God, don't wake them up.
Yeah. So
What are
basically,
these things?
AKA real bad stuff will happen.
Monsters, like a Balrog. Yeah, it sounds like to me like this is a Balrog. Like, don't
Yeah.
forget. You're like,
Like
if you put these books together, don't worry about the King of Hybern. A Balrog's going to come in.
Balrogs, multiple Balrogs are gonna come and kill you. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't need that. We don't need that. So yes, so they make a plan to go to Hybern, so that they can get in there.
Going to get rid of the cauldron. So she has to say the spell, and then the cauldron will be nullified or whatever. So
Yes, they're trying to
that's the plan.
nullify it. Yeah, nullify the cauldron so that
And then vanish without
he
notice.
can't use it to do some weird resurrection of Durian or other things he may do. So, but
Yeah.
when I was listening to their plan about, okay, he can't be winnowed because the Hybern King will sense him. Fine. I just immediately thought, it's gonna go bad. It's not gonna work out.
gonna go
I'm
bad.
telling you right now. And yeah, so Cassian and Asriel tell Rhysand that he must wait outside because when they get
Got a
there,
tracker. It's got a tracker.
you know, he's gonna sense you, and we can't have that. So then Feyre, Cassian, and Asriel go in, find the cauldron. And he's agonized by it, the prospect of sending Feyre into the castle, and he's not there. So, mate bond still in play. And then Rhysand lets the decision, like, what do you want to do, Feyre? And she decides, I'm gonna go ahead with this plan. Let's just do this. Let's find this cauldron. Let's nullify it. I have to be the one that does it. Let's do this. And then later he gives her the ring she took from the Weaver cottage. If there's not enough guilt there, that you almost died.
Hilarious. He's just like, like, I want, like, let's get married. Here's a ring. It's my mother's ring. And she's like, wait a minute. This is the ring that you stuck me in that house. And I nearly died.
Yeah. He says he told her that his mother placed it there to test his future bride.
What kind of
that's
family
why
is she
he asked her to
marrying
go
into?
get it.
No. If
I'm
that's
sorry,
not a
but
red flag. But now you
think
kind of
that she's
understand
your
why
mate.
Rhysand is like the way he is, if that's the test that his mum was like, yeah, hi Rhysand, if you want food tonight, you've got to get through this like battle.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck. But
but she managed to get it. So yeah. So it's just like, so I won my wedding ring. Hooray!
But it's funny because she's like, do you want me to wear it? And he's like, only if you want to.
Maybe not right now, so people can, if we get captured, that they know that, oh, they were married in the morning, or like they're
Which is
mated.
actually good, because it's a significant point that she's not wearing that ring later in the story. Because as we're going to go into now,
which I did say, I was like, yeah. Also, yeah, like if you're going into that, like just pretend like you don't know each other or something like that. You just don't want them to, because they're going to torture you then. If they know that she's like they're mated, they're going to torture her to get to Rhysand, or the other way around. So yeah, it's better not to. But I mean, they're going to smell the bond anyway, aren't they? So yeah.
I do love that she says, so I won my wedding ring without even being asked if I wanted to marry you, because you shoved me in a weaver's house without explanation. Thank
Typical
you so
Rhysand.
much. He purred.
Hey guys, so there's a lot to cover in the last section of this book. So we've decided to split this last episode from part 1 and part 2, because there is a lot of discussion, as everybody knows, in the last 100 pages of a fantasy novel. So we'll have the part 1 this week, and then join us for part 2, where we do the final section of A Court of Mist and Fury. Thank you.
Come back later. Bye.